Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and I'm recording this video kind of late today, so we're going to get right into today's stock picks. I just have two real quick things for you before we get started. The first thing is a real quick channel update. I put out some votes on the community tab, and it was overwhelming. You guys want to replace trades as well as Richard Allen, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I put up a question on the community tab asking you guys who you wanted to replace them with. So just go on there and comment who you want to replace them with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use those comments to put together another poll, and then you guys will vote on your top two as far as who you want to add to the channel. Do not put your vote and do not put your comments down below. I need you to put those on the community tab, because actually that post on the community tab that I'm going to be using to put the poll together. So please go over to the community tab and let me know who you want to replace trades and Richard Allen with. All right, the second thing is real fast on the market. So obviously today was red. I've got my red shirt on, but I just want to throw this out there for you guys and let you guys know that I do not recommend that you pay too much attention to the day-to-day price fluctuations of your stocks. So I want to be real clear on this. There is not a single trading strategy where the day-to-day price fluctuations of a stock matter. Day trading, you are in and out of that trade within a few minutes within the day. You're not holding overnight, so you really don't care what the day-to-day price fluctuations are. Let's see, swing trading. Swing trading, you're looking for a channel trade. Typically, it will take about a week or 2 weeks for the channel to complete. And so, again, you're not worried about day-to-day price fluctuations. You're looking at that over 1 to 3 weeks, trying to figure out where it's going to bottom and top out at. The long-term trading, obviously, you're not worried about day-to-day price fluctuations. You're probably not even worried about month-to-month price fluctuations if you're day trading. If you're long-term trading, whether that be long-term growth stocks or value stocks or dividend stocks or whatever. You're just holding those long-term, a year or longer. You're not really looking at day-to-day. So I just want to make that very clear. I will talk about day-to-day price movements on the market overall because I find it very interesting. I like talking about it. I like predicting it, even though I'm wrong a lot. It's just fun. But when it comes to your individual stocks, don't really look at it. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, no legitimate strategy cares about day-to-day price movements. The other thing is it's literally impossible to really know what a stock is going to do. I mean, obviously I can sit here and predict all day long and I can guess, but at the end of the day, it's really all it is. It's a guess. Like if I was going to ask you, where will Tesla close tomorrow? You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows, right? We can guess, but we don't really know. We can look at charts and we can look at trends and we can figure out, over the next couple of days, maybe a week from now where it might end up, but day to day, we have no clue. So I just want to throw that out there. Don't worry too much about day-to-day price movements on stocks. It's really, really, really hard to predict. And at the end of the day, anybody that gives a day-to-day price movement is really, they're just guessing. So don't really worry about it. All right, guys. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 10 YouTubers. I give you both the cliff notes from those top 10 YouTubers as well as my analysis on their stock picks. If anything I talk about today piques your interest, make sure you listen to who I say talked about that stock and then go watch their video so that you can get the full details on what they said. Now, all I ask in return for putting all of this together for you is that you click that like button, subscribe, click the bell icon, and then click all so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into today's picks, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor and none of the YouTubers I follow are financial advisors either. Today's video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who are wondering, you are currently looking at the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. Alright, let's get into today's stock picks. First up is AAPL. This is Apple, and Larry Jones said he bought AAPL prior to earnings, and he plans to continue buying AAPL every month. He believes their services will become a larger percentage of their revenue, and they are also a leader in AI. Plus, they are developing an EV. Next up is AMC. This is AMC Movie Theaters. TraceTrade says he can't think of any reason why the short interest on AMC would be going down other than the possibility that some short shares are currently being borrowed that are being recalled. A recall is when a lender requests shares that they lend out to be returned to them. When that happens, the person who borrowed those shares to sell short must buy them back on the open market and then return them to the lender. Despite that, TraceTrade still thinks AMC will short squeeze. Next up is AMZN. This is Amazon. Amazon reported earnings Thursday after the market closed. They blew earnings out of the water. AMZN reported a 32% increase in revenue, mainly due to a 44% increase in sales. Amazon said the boom in sales was due to the pandemic, with more people shopping at home, and they expect the elevated sales number to continue into Q2. Now, the traveling trader said AMZN might do a stock split, but unfortunately they did not announce that. AMZN did reach a new all-time high after hours. On the monthly chart, they were trading in a rectangular box pattern for the past 9 months. Now that they hit a new all-time high after hours, AMZN is ripe for both a rectangular breakout as well as a 52-week high breakout. In other words, the technicals are bullish for AMZN right now. But AMZN is approaching overbought on the RSI, so it may only break out for a few days before pulling back a little bit. Next up is BNGO. This is Bionanogenomics. Chris Sain told his viewers to buy BNGO under $7 if they didn't already have a position established. In case you are not following me on Facebook or Twitter, I bought BNGO at $6.99 a few days ago. So I agree with Chris Sain's $7 buy under price. By the way, if you want to know what I'm buying and selling, I don't make you pay for a Patreon to find out that information. I just post all of my buys and sells on Facebook and Twitter free of charge. So if you want to know what I'm buying and selling, all you have to do is follow me on Facebook or Twitter. I have links to my Facebook and Twitter in the description of this video. Next up is CHPT. This is ChargePoint. They are the largest charging station company in North America with 73% of the total market share. ZipTrader let us know that in Biden's speech Wednesday night, he reiterated that he wants 500,000 charging stations in the United States. That will surely benefit charging station companies like CHPT, BLNK, and CLII. Also, both ZipTrader and Keen & Grace let us know that GM just announced that they will be partnering with all three of those companies, CHPT, BLNK, and CLII, to build out their charging station infrastructure. Next up is CSWC. This is Capital Southwest. StockMo listed CSWC as one of the best dividend stocks to buy now. The dividend yield is 8.24% as of Thursday's closing price. The stock has been running up a lot lately, and the PE ratio is getting a little bit high, so just be careful in case this one drops. Next up is Ford. ZipTrader said he doesn't normally like companies that have been around for a long time because they tend to be less innovative, but Ford is really making progress. F announced today that they will be building a $185 million EV battery research center. They also plan to release their all-electric F-150 soon. The F-150 is already the best-selling truck in the United States, so an all-electric one being released is huge news for Ford. ZipTrader likes F right now because they got beat down on weak guidance after beating earnings. F is currently at the 100-day EMA, which is a strong level of support for F. So this is both a great long-term growth stock as well as a recovery play. Next up is FCEL. This is Fuel Cell Energy. They are a renewable energy company. Chris Sain bought FCEL on Thursday at $9.94. This is a stock that could do well under Biden's infrastructure plan. Technically, FCEL is all over the place, so it's hard to make any kind of prediction. We have support levels going all the way down to $2.93. But because FCEL is at the 200-day EMA right now, there is a chance that Chris Sain pretty much bought at the bottom, and he will be able to ride this back up for a double up. If you want to buy in here, I think that's fine. I would just set a stop loss at around $9 in case FCEL continues dropping. Next up is GNUS. This is Genius Brands. Chris Sain said that he likes GNUS in the $1.50 range. Right now, GNUS is rising on the chart, but it is below the trend line. The technicals are mostly bullish on GNUS. The only thing that's not bullish is the fact that GNUS keeps bouncing off the 50-day EMA. That seems to be a level of resistance for GNUS. I don't particularly like GNUS technically, but if you like the company, then I would use any dip below $1.80 to build a position for a long-term hold. Next up is LUMN. This is LUMN Technologies. StockMo listed LUMN as one of the best dividend stocks to buy now. The dividend yield is 7.6% as of Thursday's closing price. StockMo showed us that LUMN is down a little over 10% off of its recent high, so this might be a good dip buying opportunity on this stock. Next up is MARA. This is Marathon Digital Holdings. They're a Bitcoin miner. Trades thinks MARA is about to have another bull run soon. He's basing this upon the 1-hour EMAs. Now, I bought MARA last week when it hit the $100 EMA. Right now, MARA is showing support at around $34. So I'm not sure it will drop back down to the 100-day EMA again. If it does, I do think that would be a great opportunity to buy MARA on another big dip. Therefore, I'm going to give you a buy-enter price of $36, an ideal buy-in price of $31, and a stop-loss price of $28. By the way, MARA is always a short-term trade for me. I do not recommend this one as a long-term hold. Next up is MVIS. This is Microvision. This company produces LiDAR and heads-up displays for autonomous driving vehicles. Trades discussed MVIS after Wall Street Bets artificially pumped it a few days ago. He said that the sell-off in MVIS was expected after the insane run-up that it had. Trades is looking for MVIS to bottom out and start going back up. When that happens is anybody's guess. MVIS was down over 20% after hours on Thursday to below the 50-day EMA. If this continues, we might see MVIS get as low as the 100-day EMA again. Personally, if it does drop below the 100-day EMA, which it might as a way of overcorrecting, then I think that would be a good buy. Therefore, for now, just to be safe, I'm going to give you a buy-enter price of $12, an ideal buy-in price of $10, and a stop-loss price of $8. Next up is NIO. This is NIO. They're a Chinese EV manufacturer. StockMo, Larry Jones, and ZipTrader all discussed NIO's earnings that were released Thursday after the market close. NIO beat on revenue, but missed big on earnings with a loss of 48 cents per share. That EPS is 3 times worse than what they did last quarter. Given the revenue beat but earnings miss, the stock price was flat after hours. Now, at one point, NIO was down 1% after hours, and one of the reasons NIO dropped after hours appears to be because of their current supply chain issues. However, despite the current supply chain issues, NIO is still expecting about a 7% increase in deliveries for Q2 over Q1. Of course, NIO was already down 5% on Thursday, partly because Ford said that their semiconductor shortage would be worse before it gets better. NIO also said the same thing, but said that Q3 would be more difficult than Q2 before it gets better in Q4. If there's any good news, it's that Keen & Grace let us know that NIO is starting construction on their NIO Park, which will be the largest EV production plant in the world. NIO will be able to manufacture $1.3 million a year once NIO Park is completed. Now, Chris Sain gave a $39 buy-enter price and a $34 ideal buy-in price. He gave those prices in case NIO drops on Friday. I will remind you that I have a buy-enter price of $40 and ideal buy-in price of $36. So very close to what Chris Sain gave. Chris Sain also gave a $65 short-term price target and a $100 long-term price target. Also, StockMo reiterated that NIO has a floor of $35 based upon the fact that NIO has hit $35 1, 2, 3 times and bounced off of that 3 times already. Next up is NLY. This is Annaly Capital Management. StockMo listed NLY as one of the best dividend stocks to buy now. The dividend yield was a massive 9.78% as of Thursday's closing price. Despite the stock price rising quite a bit over the past 6 months, NLY still has a great dividend yield. Next up is NYCB. This is New York Community Bank Corp. StockMo listed NYCB as one of the best dividend stocks to buy now. The dividend yield was 5.53% as of Thursday's closing price. Next up is PLTR. This is Palantir. They're a data analytics company. Chris Sain bought PLTR on Thursday. He said this was one of his favorite high-growth stocks. He has an average cost of $22.89. Now, technically, PLTR is still in consolidation, and the RSI and MACD are dropping, so PLTR might drop back down to $21 again. This remains a great long-term hold, and honestly, any price under $25 is a good buy-in price. But if you can get PLTR at $21, that is even better. I will reiterate my $20 stop loss price. Next up is SKLZ. This is Skills. They're an online gaming company. ZipTrader said he sees SKLZ selling off a little bit more before going on to the next short squeeze. He also reiterated his $30 long-term price target. Next up is T. This is AT&T. StockMo listed T as one of his best dividend stocks to buy now. The dividend yield is at 6.64% as of Thursday's closing price. Last, we have TSLA. This is Tesla. They're an American EV manufacturer. Keenan Grace let us know that Elon Musk predicted that the Tesla Model Y would be the best-selling car in the United States in 2022. Larry Jones also said that any price under $700 is cheap for TSLA, and TSLA closed Thursday at $677. It's hard to say how low TSLA will go before it bottoms out, but it has support on the 100-day EMA at $673, and further support at the trend line at $660. Also, if TSLA crashes, the lowest support level is the 200-day EMA, which is at $572. But I highly doubt TSLA will drop that low. TSLA has not dropped down to the 200-day EMA since the March market crash last year. I have a buy-under price of $700 and an ideal buying price of $670. I also have a stop-loss price of $570. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Don't forget to head over to the community tab and let me know who you want to replace Trades and Richard Allen with. Also, if you guys want to get some free stock, sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up and deposit just $100, Webull's going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. That's if you sign up using my link in the description below. That helps you out, and it also helps the channel out because Webull's also going to give me 1 free stock as well. Finally, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you haven't already. Now, I hope you have a lot of success trading. I normally post videos Monday through Friday, so this will be the last video for this week. I will definitely see you Monday, and who knows, you might get an extra video out of me this weekend. Be on the lookout. All right, guys, we will see you later.